What's up, everybody? Thanks for watching today, baby. All right, guys, want to make a quick video talking about my experience. Although as limited as it may be, I do have some experience with Adderall and Vyvanse. Okay, so I just want to let you guys know I'm not a doctor. Nothing on my channel is medical advice. Please speak to your addiction doctor if you guys are struggling with addiction, okay? Everything on this channel is for entertainment purposes only and for me to share my experience with you. All right, guys, so it was about, gosh, it's been a while now, probably about maybe 7 years ago, I would say. I was in a big, huge house and I had just sold this house, and it was the middle of winter time, and I was just feeling so overwhelmed because nobody was helping me. It was just me doing all this moving work by myself. And this house was huge, guys. I had a huge house. I had a lot of things. Even the garage was just jam-packed full of stuff, okay? So I was just really freaking out, really kind of like panicking. This was kind of when I was like near the end of my opiate addiction. So had I had my opiates, then I probably would have made it through, but I didn't at this time for whatever reason. And caffeine had already been like worn out. I've always kind of struggled with caffeine, so it's not like caffeine really ever gives me a boost anymore because I'm just so used to it. And this is how it's been for many years, okay? So I needed something else, right? I've obviously never experienced or used any kind of meth or cocaine type stimulants. Thankfully, I've never gone down that road. But my friend, she was like, hey, I have this stuff that could really help you. And so I went and got it. And it was, what was the first one I tried? I think was Adderall. And I want to say, if I had to guess on the Adderall, this is a guess, guys, don't quote me on this, but it was a pretty decent dose. I want to say it was maybe like 40 milligrams or something like that. I know the Vyvanse was like 60 milligrams that I tried. And this is for a person that has no tolerance to that kind of stuff, right? So as you can imagine, coming into like a more decent, higher dosage like those to somebody that has zero tolerance. I remember I got them and I was like, took it and I was like, all right, well, let's start getting to work. And before I know it, I was like running around the garage, like in the happiest mood. I remember it lifted my mood big time. So there's definitely some dopamine spiking, or I don't know the science behind it, but I definitely was in a much better mood. And trust me, I had more than enough energy to get that house done. And I got it done, guys. I was just amazed at how well I could perform, when just an hour before that, I was just walking around the garage, freezing cold, like, where do I start? Like, I had no idea where to even start, right? And then before you knew it, as soon as these medications were kicking in, I was just like unstoppable. I was like, dude, this is easy. Now I got this, no problem. So I could see why a lot of people would appeal to a lot of people, right? Especially like if you're trying to crunch for school studying and whatnot, or something that requires a lot of focus like that, or even just physical energy, right? Like obviously both of them could come in handy. There were some things that I didn't notice though. It seemed like I never really stayed on these medications for very long. I would say maybe a week or two at a time. And that's because of the come down that I felt and also the side effects that I noticed, guys. It was really weird how fast the side effects that I noticed from these medications. So just kind of to go over a couple of them that I recall, is that my appetite was like turned off, guys. Like I lost a lot of weight in a fast amount of time on these medications. So my appetite was totally gone. I noticed like when I would go pee, it like something was definitely weird with going to the bathroom, going pee. It seemed like this is probably way too personal to say on here, but it seemed like it definitely numbs your junk, right? I guess if you could just say that. And definitely would negatively affect me sexually. I could just say that. Okay, so that was definitely creating an issue. The appetite what else was it? Like the come down seemed so hard. Like I could see how a lot of people could become addicted because you feel really good, you feel really euphoric, and you can get all the stuff that you need to get done, right? I was really considering going to my doctor and asking him for a prescription of this stuff, but I'm glad I didn't do it, guys, because I had already kind of had heart problems in the past, likely due to my excessive caffeine usage for many, many years, and also steroid abuse in my 20s. Okay, so my heart was kind of pushed as it was, right? So I didn't want to have another stimulant come in that I was going to use over a long period of time. So that, guys, and then also I had noticed very quickly that it just made my skin look crappy, like really crappy, right? And I've always kind of I kind of prematurely damaged my skin. Like I would always be out on the boats in the middle of summertime, drinking alcohol with no sunscreen on, no hat, right? Like, so my skin was already wrinkly kind of to begin with, like from an earlier age. I never wore sunscreen like as a kid, like hardly ever could I remember doing that. And I was always outside playing and riding bikes. Like I was just always out in the sun. So yeah, but I did notice very quickly that my skin started looking just more rugged and raw, just like not good. And it for me to notice that fast and that short of amount of time, and I don't know exactly why I did that, I just noticed that. Okay, so I was like, oh, like the pros of this medication, yeah, they're great to like get you out of a jam, but as far as like taking it every day, like I couldn't see where it would be worth that to me, just with all the side effects that I was having, especially my lack of hunger on that medication, because I have to eat a lot of food as it is just to maintain my body weight, or I get really skinny, right? So I knew that medication really just didn't kind of fit into like my life standards. So those are really the main things that I noticed from it, guys. I think if somebody had controlled access to it, like for, an occasional use, I think that could be an awesome medication for a person like me, right? But I just know that if I had a prescription of that I would be using it. I wouldn't be using it the right way, right? So I'd be kind of abusing it, I would assume, trying to seek that super rush of energy, and then I would be let down and feeling guilty about chasing that high from it. So I'm just happy that I never went down that road, because it could have got pretty bad for me where I was already having the heart problems that I mentioned. So that's not to say that if you guys are using these medications responsibly that they're not helping you. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just sharing my experience. I'm just being honest with you guys. So that was really all the experience I ever had with Vyvanse and Adderall, guys. So tell me what you think. Can you guys relate to the side effects that you guys have from this medication, or have you guys never tried this medication? Just wanted to put a quick video together for those of you who might be curious about these medications. Okay, guys. So hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe, and we'll see you guys on the next one. All right, guys, have a good day.